Resilient Lismore is a community-based, place-based organisation that is doing big recovery work right across the Northern Rivers. We are working really hard to connect up our communities to be better prepared for future disasters, and we are really committed to community organisational strength and resilience so that if we have to live through something like we did in 2022, we are better prepared as a community to weather that storm.
Hi, my name's Grant. I'm one of the project managers with Resilient Lismore, and today we've just had a qualified installer fit this chairlift here for the elderly couple that live in this home. They were flood affected up into their living quarters, and so we've been able to donate this brand new chairlift, which was donated to us from another house in South Lismore. And so we had a guy come down today from Queensland who has installed this, and this thing's functioning for them now.
The Repair to Return project started as a 2 rooms project. So we didn't have a great deal of resources, but we realised that with the volunteers and with the donated building materials that we had, we could start to build 2 rooms in people's homes. Then we partnered with Reece Foundation and did some work around bathroom restoration, and that evolved into the Reconstruction Authority funded project called the Repair to Return program. We have $5 million from the New South Wales government that we're using to partially repair people's homes.
What we actually do is probably the most effective way, the most economical way to help a community recover from a major flood event or major disaster. And so community-led disaster recovery is actually the way of the future, if you ask my opinion on it.
The idea is to get people back into homes. That's essentially what the idea is about. And each house and each situation has quite a different arrangement of problems to solve. So no one house is the same. And so our Repair to Return project is really aimed at being a very flexible, precise way of dealing with those problems. So that in the end, we're seeing people get back on their feet again, back in their homes.
Many people come to us, they're stuck in life, whether that's financially, emotionally, just physically unable to do anything themselves. We step in with our tradesmen and we finish what they started, or we do what they needed to be done.
People, when we first go into their houses, they're a little bit lost. Not all of them, but there are folk who haven't had a lot of hope, I think, or sort of got to the end of themselves financially, and got to the end of themselves sort of emotionally and psychologically. Sometimes you go in and you can look at what we do, and in some ways physically it mightn't look a huge amount, but I think to the people who own the houses it is a huge amount.
We are really trying to support the people who need the most help in our community. It's a really supportive way of meeting people's recovery needs that doesn't demand too much of those people. And then we can also provide referral support, we can provide additional wellbeing support, we can provide access to donated goods. So there's all sorts of wraparound support that we can provide alongside the property repair.
Its approach is very trauma-informed, it's very clear, it has very instantaneous and direct outcomes. So it is a positive experience for the majority of people that we're helping. We've learnt to become very good at coordinating and working with volunteers in a very meaningful way in the repair work. And that's essentially where we started. And we've still got that activity going on in our Repair to Return program. We are part of sharing skills in the community and helping each other actually develop the kind of skill base and the ability to work together. And I think that that's a very strong part of our Resilient Lismore culture.
I'm incredibly proud of the difference that we're able to make in this community. The impact just cannot be understated. There are thousands and thousands of people who have lived through one of the most traumatic experiences they may ever live through in their lives. And We are coming in with a hand to help when there may not be any others.